In today's video we're going to talk about practice. Now I'm going to take you through what a practice session for me would look like, why I'm doing the things that I'm doing, how I think it can potentially benefit your golf, and how I think without spending more time at the driving range you should be able to increase your performance each time you get to the golf course. Now, hands up admission here, I don't practice as much as I'd like to or should do, but when I do I try to make sure I can get as much benefit from every shot I hit as possible. So fortunate enough to be in the TrackMan studio here today so I can get some great feedback. As I said, really what I'm going to do here is take you through what my practice session would look like. So I've not hit a single shot yet today, I've been coaching all morning. I'm going to spend the next 20 minutes or so just talking you through what I'm doing. So first couple I started with is my lob wedge, and my process for practice here will be pretty simple. I'm going to hit 4 shots with my lob wedge where I'm going on what feels like my shoulder high backswing. So the aim of these is just to get me a little bit loose. Now, it serves the purpose of warming me up, moving my body, getting me prepared to go. It also serves the benefit, of practicing my wedge game. So the feeling I'm trying to create here is just that sensation of swinging the club shoulder high, controlling my acceleration down into the ball. See if I can hit my number here, which for me is 65 yards, and that one's carried 61 and a bit, so not too bad. I'm just getting some volume into that part of my game. So, like I said, it's a loosener, it's getting me moving. Shoulder high, clip it forward. Felt like a better strike there, 66 yards, so pretty good again compared to my 65-yard target. That would be fine. Next one in there, we're going to go shoulder high again. Perfect. Okay. A little bit higher on the club face maybe, so it might be a bit short potentially. 63, no problem at all. So I've hit 4 shots. Now, I'm going to change the club. Part of the idea of the way I'm trying to create this practice session here is to force a bit of variability. It'd be lovely to stand and hit 20 lob wedges in a row, but the course only gives me one opportunity to hit a shot first time. So whilst I want to get some volume of hitting certain types of shots, we don't want to try and hit the same shot over and over and build some false confidence from the fact that we can do it when we've got 19 attempts to get the 20th right, because when we're out on the golf course we've got to try and get it right first time. So minimising the number of shots for each club is important. Just going to flip the TrackMan over here, so every time I change this, I'm just going to select the club that I'm hitting so we can look back through a little report in a minute. So I'm onto my 54-degree wedge, exactly the same principle. So I'm just going to go with my shoulder high backswing, should be an 80-yard carry for me. Got a little bit heavy, might be a bit short. 82 is confirmed than I thought. There you go. Feels obviously dialed in, which is good. And again, just a little bit of volume here whilst just warming up. So, shoulder high. And really the 2 thoughts I've got here are, can I control the length of my backswing? And then can I control what I'm going to describe as my effort? So that's how hard I feel like I'm hitting it, which is about an 8 out of 10. Terrible shot. Heavy, just dragged it a bit left. Felt like the club got a bit stuck in the mat there, but not a disaster. Right, one more, so shoulder high. Yeah, like that, felt pretty good. Yeah, cool. And then exactly the same thing again, just going to change the club. So I'm now into my 48-degree wedge, which annoyingly TrackMan don't have a 48-degree button, so if they could fix that for me alone, that would be delightful. Same thing. We're going to go shoulder high, 48-degree wedge. Expecting this to carry maybe 100 yards would be my number. 98.5, perfect. So like I say, this is really serving a really good warm-up just to get my body moving before I move up through the bag. It's helping me to dial in my wedge numbers. 97.5, so again pretty good when 100 is my target. That's going to allow me to go out to the golf course and hit these shots with confidence, so take advantage of the shorter par 4s or par 5s. I'm hitting short irons into the green or potentially recovering on a par 4 when I've been out of position. That's going to be really good. 97 again. Okay, let's go one more. One more to finish. Go on, shoulder high. A bit thin maybe, but we'll take it. 99.2, lovely, okay. So I've hit all I hit there, 12 shots. I'm now feeling a bit more loose. As I said, been coaching all morning, not hit a shot yet today. So We're now through the three sort of what I call specialist wedges. I'm now going to move into my irons. Now what I would typically do here would be day to day, so every time I practice I try to vary the irons I use. So today I'm going to use the odd numbered irons, so 9, 7, 5 and in my case 3 iron. What I've been working on here, this is where I'm going to start using a little bit of technical practice, so grab my 9 iron out of my bag there. I've been using a couple of these little blocks. Now the idea here, I'm not saying you necessarily need to use these blocks, but this would be where you could start to introduce your technical practice. The focal point here for me in my practice at the moment, I'm actually trying to be a little bit less technical, but just trying to create better impact conditions. So the feeling here is I'm trying to make sure I get a nice centered strike. So I'm going to make these blocks small enough here. It's a pretty narrow gap for my club head to pass through. So just going to flip the TrackMan over there to 9 iron. So again, we can look at the grouping when we're finished in a moment. Again, pretty simple, 4 or 5 shots maximum. So I've got a couple of thoughts here. I'm just going to go through my sort of setup checkpoints, I guess, ball position, feeling the club face being nice and square, trying to centre the ball on the club face. I have a bit of a tendency to maybe address the ball a bit out the toe sometimes, so this helps me to try and manage that a little bit. And like I said, now that I'm nice and loose, we're going to hit 3 or 4 9 irons. Really my focus point here is on the ball, on my strike. Put that up the left a little bit. Yeah, not too bad, a little bit fat maybe. So I'd expect carry into the early 130s here, and that's gone 125, so maybe a little bit ground first. Didn't feel like the cleanest contact I've ever had with a 9 iron, but not the end of the world. Yeah, 135 there, perfect. So bang on my number, you can see the ball flight's nice and straight. Strike felt pretty good there. I can actually flick that across there, so maybe I might just add a second screen in here now where we're working on impact location. You can see up on the right hand side there, that's giving me a little bit of feedback on where that strike actually was. So we've got a couple more of those. Up the right maybe. Good. 134 carry though. Be okay with that. Pushed it a smidge. What's that? 24 feet right to the pin, so no biggie. Strike nice and good again. You can see from the right hand side there that using these blocks is forcing me to work on my strike. Now, like I said, you don't have to do this. This would be where if you've had a lesson, after you've hit those dozen or so shots to get loose, this is where you start to work on the technical pieces of your swing. Every 4 to 5 shots changing club. Don't fall into that trap of hitting 25 or 37 irons in a row. Building false confidence to be able to take that to the golf course, expecting it to be there. You've got to learn to change it from club to club, shot to shot as frequently as you can. So again, one more 9 iron here. So centering it up, square face at address, get my feeling for my posture there. Flip the inside bark here, should be a little bit toey. Yeah, smidge, but listen, none of those are going to kill me, are they? Let's be honest, right. So we'll put that back in. Now, as I said, I'm going to go up the odd numbered iron, so we're on to the 7. Same thing here. Grab the ball back in. Just as the blade length changes there, I'm just going to, the blade of my 7 iron sort of heel stays ever so slightly longer than the 9. So we'll set that back in there now, exactly the same process. So check my club face. My checkpoints for my technical bits are the same. Get my posture feel. A little bit thin to start with, probably up the right a touch. Yeah. That'd be my miss, definitely. A little bit cutty. Face a touch open. Feel again. Yeah, definitely struggling to square that face today. They're all starting a little right. Strike a little bit toey again, but pretty decent. Wouldn't hate that one. That's the best swing I've made today. Absolutely busting that. Oh, we've nearly got the triple zeros there. Nearly pulled one out for you live on camera, which would have been impressive, but 164 yards carry, 2 inches left of the sideline, so we can play golf from there, people. Right, let's go one more 7 iron. So again, my checkpoints there, square the face, think about my little bit of posture tilt there. little bit up the right with a touch of draw perhaps. No, fine, 152. No, I didn't quite hit quite as well as the last one. Okay, so 7 iron done. We're now going to go 5 iron. Again, exactly the same principle. So the idea here is 4 shots, changing club after every 4th shot. What am I going to have hit here? I'm going to have hit my 3 wedges plus my 9, 7, 5, 3. So I'm going to have hit 8 different clubs, 4 different shots, 36 golf balls, 32 golf balls, 32 golf balls, quick bit of maths there. Never good when you've got to do it 3 times to get it right. 32 shots, but I haven't just hit 32 7-irons. It's forcing me to adapt length of the club, ball position, how the club head looks behind the ball, how it feels when I'm swinging it. It's going to increase the chance of this practice session transferring to better performance on the golf ball. So again, just amended the size here ever so slightly. We're on to 5 iron now. Typically this is where I need to be careful on the club face. I tend to let it sit a bit too far open at address. So I'm going to double check that there. Yeah, happy with that. Oh, I've got real thin there to start with. Should look good on the right. Yep, there it is. Middle of the face, heel to toe, but not the greatest contact you'll ever see. Robbed me of a few yards, a little bit up the right hand side there, but you know, and again, the beauty of that now is I've got to adapt to that. Did it better, but club face is open, I think. Touch, again a little bit low on the face, but better carry, 187, that's about what I'd expect out of the 5 iron. Take that one, 35 feet to the right of the pin. We'll go 2 more. Oh, golf shot, surely. Yeah, that's better. There's the middle of the club face. 188 carry, so that's back into what I'd expect, just less than 190 with the 5 irons, about what I'm expecting. Decent strike, face pretty square, path pretty good. Strike in the middle of the club face. Again, be more than happy with that. That's what my average 5 iron look like. I did touch tully perhaps. Nope. 186 carry, right, bang, perfect. Okay, moving in to the 3 iron. So, and like I said earlier, the key here for me would be I would vary this from day to day. So, you know, as I said, I don't practice as often as I'd like. If I did practice tomorrow, the fact that I've used the odd numbered irons today, 9, 7, 5, 3, tomorrow I'd use my wedge, 8, 6 and 4 iron. 1 to spread the wear across my clubs, 2 just to get used to using all of them. I think to add a bit of variety into it, it's never a bad thing. Too many people in my experience just hit the same clubs all the time and don't get comfortable using certain clubs. So, right, 3 iron, same technical feels as the 5 iron. Not a very good strike that to start with, a bit toe maybe. Yeah, didn't hit that very well, a little bit fat actually. So again, it's interesting there, isn't it? The first strike with the 5 iron was thin, the first one with the 3 iron here was fat. That's where I'm adjusting to different club lengths. If I hit 25 irons in a row, I can get adjusted to that club quite quickly, but I'm not going to be able to do that on the golf course. We only get 1 opportunity to hit the shot, so again, I can't hammer home enough that idea of changing the club every 3 to 4 shots, I think is critical. Better? Yeah, a little bit low, a little bit necky. Shows you the power of the Titleist T200 there, because I didn't hit that great clearly, but I've 200 yards carry, 225 total. It's run out quite a lot, but quite a low flight for me, but about what I expect out of that club. Maybe a touch more carry and a little less roll perhaps, but we'll take it. We'll get it in the fairway. Right, 2 more. Yeah, again, pretty decent strike there, I think. 203 carry, 225 total. Okay, we'll go 1 more. Club in. Oh, that's the best one I picked. Yeah, there we go. Now we're talking. Yeah. 207, 229. Perfect. Right. So once I've worked my way through the irons there, I'm going to jump up to the driver. I've not been working quite on the same way here with the driver in terms of the strikes. I'm going to move the blocks out of the way, get them back in there, flip this over again to driver. Driver, what we're doing. There you go. Now, what I do like to look at with the driver is the optimizer function. So, TrackMan on the right hand side there, you can see as an optimizer. Now, what the optimizer is doing is helping guide me in terms of my launch angle, spin rate, all those factors that are crucial with the driver to make sure I'm going to maximise my distance on my carry now. That tee's too big. That's just set there from my 3-iron data at the minute. As soon as we hit this first driver, it will pop on the right hand side. Where that turns blue at the top, that's telling you it's within the optimal range. So you're maximising whatever it is we've tried to do. So comes to driver, got a slightly different feel. So the feeling here for me, backswing tends to get a little bit too short. If you think of what driver is, it's a power club. So for me, I'm trying to maximise the distance I can hit it. I need all the distance I can get. Two feelings here are big hip turn, trying to get that right hip to clear a turn as much as I can. I'm actually just trying to create a longer arm swing. So the longer I can let my arms travel into the backswing, the better. I tend to get a little bit not turned enough here, a little bit short on the way back. Then I have to work too hard to try and create power on the way down and sometimes lose my strike. So again, we'll just be 3 or 4 here. Let's get this first one going. So again, big hip turn, long arm swing. That could be off the planet right, I think. It's off the planet right, people. Okay, very good. So we can see on the optimizer there, I've carried it 248, the optimal's 256. Total could have been 279, it's gone 266. Launch angle a bit higher, spin rate bordering on too high, height bordering on too high, ball speed low. That's just simply going to be because I've hit it with a really open club face. So, you know, I've turned my 9-degree lofted driver there into 11 or so degrees at impact, I'd imagine. We've clearly lost it miles down the right into the right rough there. You know, I wouldn't worry too much, but all I'm checking on that optimizer there is that everything's in the right window in terms of launch and spin to help me maximise my distance. So we'll go again, same feel, big hip turn, long arm swing. Oh. Hey, toe. Could be down the right again. Yeah, so a little bit of drawback, toe strike saved me there. Got to be honest, nearly missed the club face on that one. A little bit human. And I've not practiced in a while, so you start to see there, again, optimal 250 carry, but it's only gone 227 because I've hit right out the toe, terrible strike. Ball speed really low, launch and spin, again, spin a bit low because of that toe hit. Let's go a couple more there. Again, the feeling I'm trying to create, there's a huge, big hip turn, long arm swing. There we go, now we're talking. Okay, oh, it's actually drawn a little surprise by that. Okay. Oh, it's really high ball speed there for me. Launch and, again, a bit of the opposite of the first one we hit, isn't it? Launch angle a little bit low, spin rate a little bit low because the face is a little bit shut. Which we'd expect if we've just drawn it down the left side. Gonna hit 2 or 3 more here. Again, same feel, big hip turn, long arm swing. Good. Decent shot back. Little soft draw up the middle, 151 ball speed, 11 degrees launch, 1700 spin. That's kind of the hallmark of my game really, quite low spin rate. Always trying to look at things I can do to keep that in a range because I think sometimes the flight gets a bit too low. And probably as you can see from the TrackMan there at the top, I should be carrying it 251 with that swing. I've carried 241, so I'm giving up 10 yards to carry. But my total is actually 4 yards longer than the optimal, and that's purely because that spin rate's low. So we go a country mile in the summer on a links course, but this time of year in the UK, that's not going to maximise my carry. It's going to hit the fairway and stop. I'm giving up 10 yards there, which is another club into the green. So I need to just keep tweaking that. Thinking about what I can do, potentially a bit more loft on the club face might be the easy answer there. Come on, Matt, big hip turn. A little bit toey again. Yeah, just down the right. Yeah, spin rate 1400. No spin. Coming in hot. Okay, we'll go one more. of a sudden was pretty good there. Neutral ball flight on this side. Again, still bordering on being too low to me, like slightly low on launch, spin and peak height, but giving up 8 yards there, gaining a little bit more total. So ultimately there, I'm just going to wander over to the TrackMan here. We've hit a load of shots. I'll put these up on the screen so you can see them. That's all the shots I've just hit. So as you can see me just moving the mouse here, I've got my little dispersion circles, I've got all the stuff there telling me about the shots I've hit. I can check that they're gapping out appropriately, which all looks fine to me. My wedge groupings look good, my driver, got that one out a bit right, but the rest of these I'll accept here because they're in and around the fairway. What I'm going to do now is move out of that session. So what have I hit now? I've hit I've hit about 40 shots so far, so not many at all. I'm now going to go into the practice mode. I'm going to load up the performance centre. Now, this is one of my favourite ways to finish this. Just get this set. So what TrackMan has here is a feature that allows us in the performance centre to basically test out our approach play. Now, I'm going to hit just a series of shots here, no real number. And effectively what the system is going to allow me to do is to select some yardages. So I'm going to go from 65, which is my lob wedge shoulder high swing, up to, let's go 170, right? So I'm just going to hit approach shots. They'd be representative of shots I'd hit if we're approaching here. I can hit confirm there, and what the performance centre is going to do now is throw out some numbers. So shot number 1 is an 86-yard shot. Now, we've got a green on the right-hand side there. I can see the pins sort of maybe 7 or 8 yards on the green, quite tight to the right-hand side. Don't want to miss this right. What have we got? 86 yards. So I'm going to go into my 54. I can definitely carry this probably up to about 85. Sort of my 80-yard shot with a 9 out of 10 effort should be good. So again, just trying to force a bit of variability here. Pull it a bit. I think, yeah. Ball's going up there. Pitch is on the green. Because I pulled it, it's gone a long way. It's carried 100 yards. Terrible shot, really. See there, top right, that would cost me half a shot in strokes gained. So if I was playing against a tour player, it's cost me half a shot. Right, again, front pin 127. So we saw earlier, probably 9 iron on average carries into the mid 130. So if I'm looking at my grid on the right hand side here, pin's right at the front, I've got all this green behind it. Don't want to be messing around with this stuff here. We're going to get it back there. So we'll go 9 iron. Can hit this fairly normal. I'm not going to try and take too much off it. So fairly normal. Club in, right. Got this smidge left again, but pretty good, I think. Yeah, pulled it a touch, but I've got it up past the bunker, I think. Yeah, good. Up into the fat part of the green. That's exactly what I was trying to do there on that shot. Again, taking the bunkers at the front now of play. Now obviously I'm lucky here that TrackMan's spitting out these yardages for me, 97 in this case, to a fairly centre pin. This is something you can do at the driving range. You can just, with your last dozen, 2 dozen balls, whatever you've got left after you've hit your 30 or 40, working through the bag there, just pick some different targets. If you've got your laser, your rangefinder on your golf bag, your Bushnell there, just laser a flag and hit a shot towards it, then change. Literally after every shot, simulate what playing golf is like, because I think the tee shots are always a bit more standardised. You're in control of where you tee it, how high you tee it, so those things maybe don't need quite as much variable practice, although aiming at different targets can definitely be beneficial. But with your iron play in particular, hitting 1 iron shot, changing, completely different yardage, make it look like playing golf on the golf course, because your practice ultimately is designed to help you play better golf on the course, not just be better at the range. Right, what we've got here, pretty middle, 97, 48 degree wedge, shoulder high, 8 out of 10 effort. Might need to go a little bit. It's going online, but might need to fly just a little bit. Oh, it's good. It's good. We're inside the circle. I've hit it nice and close there. We'll take it. What was on next? 137, right. So again, we're looking at the shot on the green there, fairly middle pin. Looking at it, it's got to carry into the 130. This is going to have to be, I can hit quite a good 9 iron here, I think. And like I said, I've got no real idea of how many shots I'm going to hit here, just until I feel comfortable. That is so far short, it's unbelievable. I'll swung slowly and hit it fat. Oh, it's going to creep on the front, I think. Oh, just on the fringe. Okay, got kind of a bit lucky there to miss those traps, but again, costing me half a shot. We can see it at the top. 93, perfect. Like I said, the reason I picked those yards is 65 to 170 there, because they're typically what my approach shots if I play around the golf at Blackheath here would look like. If I'm carrying it 240 to 250 off the tee, and then with a little bit of run in the summer, that ball's finishing between, let's say, 260 and 270. Quite a lot of holes will leave me these kind of length approach shots. So again, fairly middle pin, 93 yards. This is now sort of my chest high shot with my 48. Pretty good. Funny getting these drawing quite a lot today. Just feels a bit uncomfortable for me. Yeah, good shot then. Up inside the circle there, so we'll take that. Only a fraction of a shot, which is always good news. Let's go 2 or 3 more, get a long one. Right, 141, so we probably know that's already beyond the realm of the 9 line. And again, looking at the green here on the right, we've got this bunker short, we've got a fair bit of room behind it. So I can pitch this probably anywhere between 141 and 150 and beyond the putting surface, so that should be, I might just grip down a smidge on an 8-iron. Got to be honest, that felt really nice. Yeah. Yeah, just past it, lovely shot, kind of exactly as I was predicting. So again, the idea there is this is forcing me into thinking about hitting different types of shots. I'm not just standing there hitting stock shot after stock shot. 161, we'll go one more because it's going to force another club change. I'm having to think about where I'm hitting the ball, and like I said, the beauty of having the TrackMan here is it gives us a simulated green. You might not have that at a driving range, but really just try and dial those yardages in the best you can. Force yourself to adapt. What do we say, 161, right? Just a smidge off a 7-iron, so we'll grip down a tiny little bit. One last shot. Don't hate it, you know. Cutting a little bit, maybe, is it? Just kind of drawing back in. Yeah, good. Pin high right. 6 or 8 feet right at the pin, I think, by the look of it, which is a good shot for me. So, like I said, really, that's how I would practice, and probably the biggest thing I would see with people, you know, see it here sometimes if someone comes in to hire out the TrackMan studio, the data will be up and they'll have just hit 2 clubs. They'll have hit 40 balls, they've spent an hour in here, they'll hit 70 or 80 balls total, and it'll be like 47 irons and 40 drivers, which is fine. There is a room for block practice, but I just think in terms of actually taking that to the golf course and improving your performance is maybe not the best way to go. So that idea, there are 3 or 4 shots with your wedges to get loose, dial in your numbers, pick the odds or the evens, then 3 or 4 shots with each one with any technical focus on those swings. Then move into your driver. That can be potentially a speed session where you're trying to hit it as far as possible. Remember, that club's in the bag, but it's the distance one. If we're trying to put it in play, there are other clubs to do that, so we should probably be trying to do everything we can to maximise distance there. And then some kind of performance test at the end where you're hitting towards different targets, thinking about different shots. I think that gives you enough balance in your practice of block and variety to take to the golf course and improve your game.